During one of our conversations at the communion table recently, the Father revealed to me a profound truth about the nature of our reality as being created in His image. He began by explaining that in the physical world, we're tied to specific locations and worlds, moving from one to another. However, as spirit beings like our Father, locations and worlds are tied to us, existing within us at all times. This realization took on a deeper meaning when I reflected on previous encounters I've had with other beings. For example, visiting with Kokhma, or wisdom, in her house. It's not that she is living in a house, rather the house is living within her. And it's really not a house as much as its mental anchor, a point of establishment from which to build upon and beyond. As I have encounters in the spirit with her, in her worlds, I'm essentially moving within her being. Similarly, when we visit our Father's throne room or His great halls, He isn't physically present in one location and then moves to another when it becomes desirable or necessary. Rather, He's everywhere at all times, right? Such is this idea contained in the concept of being omnipresent, everywhere at once. But it's more than that. What He revealed to me was something more astonishing. He explained that His throne room itself, with its walls, pillars, the throne, etc., are literal living extensions of His being. They are Him. In other words, everything within His realm is an integral part of Him. In truth, all of creation is an extension of Him. His word establishes and sustains all things, correct? But this is not limited to our Father alone. As He showed me, we are created in His image. Everything in our mountains, gates, gardens, thrones, treasuries are living, breathing extensions of us. I think we can all agree on that truth, that we're metaphysical beings. We are more than just physical carbon objects moving around a four-dimensional reality, right? We are soul, we are spirit. Then the reasonable logic behind this is that at a minimum, we are beings that occupy multiple dimensions at the same time. And these dimensions overlap within us, but they are distinctly separate realities within their own expression and manifestations. And I think 1 John 3:2 gives us a hint into this possibility. He says, "Beloved, we are now children of God, and what we will be has not yet been revealed. We know that when Christ appears, we will be like Him, for we will see Him as He is." When we begin to think outside the box, this concept has far-reaching implications. Like children, we view this limiting physical world as our only reality, our only possibility. But with the maturity of the full likeness of Christ, come limitless possibilities that far exceed our current paradigms of space and time, of dimensional capabilities. Instead, we become like our elder brother, like our Father. We leverage our spiritual empowerment to do things that eyes have not seen, that ears have not heard. And as such, Father expanded upon this idea of being polylocated, to include this idea that others can enter into and engage with the worlds within our beings, just as we can enter and engage in the worlds of other beings. Of course, this concept challenges the conventional notions of spiritual laws and paradigms, and instead suggests that we are really interconnected worlds within each other. And then Father also explained the contrast between man's design with other beings, such as angels and demons, and possibly all other beings. It's clear that they do not share the same metaverse structure. Instead, they are tied to locations and traverse worlds and realms within the Father, much like ourselves. However, they have their own existence separate from us, rather than being an integral part of us. This is why we can have demons, so to speak, within us, or allow a familiar spirit to visit our world by invitation. If they are present in our mountains or gates, it's because we have given them access at some time. Regardless, when we grasp the true nature of our reality as interconnected worlds, how we perceive everything will begin to change. Even the physical realm will begin to fold into the same design within us. Our bodies will cease to be tied to locations, existing only in one place at a time, but instead become superpositioned in many locations simultaneously. I believe this is an aspect of transfiguration, the result of what Paul called the perishable having been clothed with the imperishable, and the mortal with immortality. I think this superpositioning of ourselves mirrors the concept of the Trinity's superpositioning, where they exist within us and we are within them, all locations, all the time. This is the prayer that Yeshua voiced in John 17, that we would be one with them and each other as He is with the Father. The physical creation exists within our Father but surrounds man. But I believe when man begins to transform to a state like Father's, the physical creation will begin to exist within man because he will create a place for it to exist. In this sense, we are like metaverses, designed after the likeness of the original, the real Pantaverse, Yahweh. Our world is not limited by just one physical dimension, but a complex tapestry of dimensions, within, without, and all around us, connected to all other beings and worlds in an intricate web of existence. But I believe the real importance of this is that realizing who you are and what you're supposed to do, what you're designed to be, has a deep influence on your thoughts and words, your decisions and choices every day. They impact your future. They impact your reality. There's this saying, you don't know what you don't know. But when you finally do, when that knowledge illuminates within you, it makes it possible for you to break out of one reality and break into a new one, to discover an expanded version of yourself, and a chance to explore possibilities previously unrealized. The truth is, you are much more than you realize, much more than the world can tell you, and the greatest adventure you'll ever have is discovering the you He designed you to be.